Um, well, we're going to try and salvage this one by letting you all know again how hard it is to get really good um, morphogenesis. Well, what's morphogenesis? This is when you remember in the Matrix movies, they'd have like the numbers, like a green screen, and the numbers would come like raining down numbers. Well, you can see that effect in our own reality if you get the right light conditions. So we're going to try and get the right light conditions. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let's see if we're going to be able to do it. Okay, because if you use darkness, no, it's not going to work. I'm sorry, it's not going to work. Well, I don't know. Sorry, I can't help you. The camera is not good enough to pick it up. So what you have to do with your own light. And anyway, what we're trying to do, we were looking at it earlier through the window, and I don't know if you can see through the window. There's a tree back there. But we were able to see that dry rain. Now, this is low light conditions, and you might see above my head this kind of dry rain. Now, a technical person is going to say that's not dry rain, that's just low light, and your photo sensor is giving you this kind of pixelated look because there's not enough light to really give it a good image. But this is a simulation, electronic simulation, of what you can see with your own eyes and at nighttime when you're looking, out in your backyard, for example, with not too many outdoor lights. The outdoor lights at night kind of ruin it. But you can see this dry rain just quite similar to the Matrix movies. What does it mean? Um, what does it mean? Um, we first heard about this dry rain kind of visual effect in our reality from metaphysical writer Stuart Wilde. So if you want to learn more about that, go to stuartwilde.com, Stuartwilde. Why is it interesting? Because it's kind of inexplicable in our reality what exactly it is. This dry rain is not wet. It just looks like a mist. It looks like a mist coming down. What is that? Stuart Wilde might call it something called the etheric, which is a bizarre term for perhaps, I don't know. He uses this term all the time. The etheric, David R. Hawkins of consciousness research, who I often talk about, also talks about this etheric. Dr. Hawkins is a noted psychiatrist, and he worked with Nobel Prize winner Linus Pauling. So, he's no crackpot. So, whatever this etheric is, there's two different spiritual teachers who talk about it. If you call me a spiritual teacher, am I going to talk about the etheric? No. I don't understand why they think it's so important. So you can look at David R. Hawkins and his book series on YouTube, all over YouTube. There's not too many Stuart Wilde videos. He passed on before he made a lot of videos, but his that website I gave you is just chock-a-block of written items and descriptions of all kinds of fascinating things. But, my pursuit of anything to do with this etheric, I don't understand it. I'm not getting downloads or intuitions about it, so it's totally not a spiritual teaching for me. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. I mean, it's curiosity, but you need to use your spiritual time and not chasing rainbows. Astral projection, don't do it. Seriously, it's bad karma when you astral project into another person. Like, it often feels like people astral project into me in order to hurt me or learn more about my secrets, as if it's like that movie Inception. I don't have any secrets. I don't have any money. I don't have any secret wives or secret lovers. I'm the most boring person ever. But when it happens every day that I'm attacked by AI or expert astral projectors who astral project right here, as if they're like an overlay of my body, like the people who do King Clancy, in the past day, You're wasting your time. You're not going to become spiritually evolved or advanced. You're going to get horrible karma, and you're wasting your time. As I said, what you should be doing, instead of doing that, is you should go into a quiet area and sit down on a yoga mat and sit quietly and meditate. How much meditation should you do? As much as you want, but lots. Really, lots and lots and lots and lots. When you're first meditating, I don't know, you have to force yourself. Sometimes it's the other way around because there's been times when my monkey mind was just so annoying. Just so annoying. It's like, oh my God, my mind is so full of this fucking shit. And it's just horrible. So what I used to do is, remember in Star Trek The Next Generation, they always were worried about the warp core, the warp drive engines, and they would overload, and they thought they were going to blow up. So what they would do is they eject the core right out of the engineering section of the starship out into space, and out there it might blow up. So that's what I do with all the monkey mind swirling around all these ideas and all this shit going on. It's just so fucking annoying. So I just imagine that the warp core is here in my brain, and it's full of all this fucking shit that I don't want. So I just go and just imagine going whoop, way up there, and keep on going out into outer space. And then it's very wonderful because quite often the technique works and it helps empty your mind, and you can get a much quieter mind, which is a much more comfortable mind. But anyways, even if you have that horrible mind, quite often early meditators will find that their ego generates an enormous amount of annoying urges to get up and not meditate. Your personal ego hates to do new things. Like my ego didn't like to do meditation. Well, I wanted to. I really wanted to. And, I stuck to it quite often. It just felt horrible. Just because it was just like, it was like retraining your mind. And your mind was like, there's lazy-mindedness in me. In me, long after I had a master's degree, is like mental laziness that's somehow in there, and the mind doesn't want to shut up. Yep. Just endless monkey mind chatter. It drives you insane. And the beauty is, I don't know, it was quite a number of years of. When I was first trying meditation, I went to a free seminar, and there was a young guy there, about 25 years old, and he was a Fruit Loop. He was the teacher for the meditation course, and he was part of the Sri Chinmoy organization, which sounded like a cult to me. Everything to do with meditation and people from India is like, to me, as a Western person, it sounded like a cult, because we were always warned about these cults. Like Jim Jones in Guyana, when people get indoctrinated into some cult, the next thing you know, they're taking Kool-Aid that's full of poison. So there's a huge amount of whatever you call that, social annoyances, or whatever you call that. What social annoyances, I don't know. Just our built-in Western mindset that anything that's kind of from India, especially, or Thailand or something, maybe it's not the younger generations, but I think that it is. Because I've already seen younger people, 20 years of age, that have completely adopted the ridiculous adult mindset of their parents. I know your parents when they were young, from the time when they were teenagers. When your parents were young, they were wildlings. They drank every weekend, even when they were underage. We used to go and someone would get a car and we drive around to every beer store and every liquor store in town. And none of us had IDs. So what we would do is we'd drive to the far side of town in the residential section where all the old people lived. And maybe what we do is we put on a suit and a tie. Even though we're like, one of my friends was 15 years old. I got into the liquor store. Where I live, 19 is what the ID is. You have to have. So 15 years old, all dressed up. And I bought a 40-ounce bottle of vodka for us to party on. And we had no problem getting booze. No problem. And there was house parties because people's parents would go away for the weekend. Somebody's parents would go away for the weekend, and then all the kids would go there, and we'd get drunk, and we'd smoke all kinds of cigarettes, and we'd raid the fridge, And some people would get drunk and they would start destroying people's houses. I remember somebody who went into one of their good friends' houses, went down their basement, and I wasn't really even drinking, but pulled out a penknife and carved their initials into the wooden table, expensive wooden table in someone's basement. I'm not going to mention Hector Dougal, owner of Dougal Media in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, but he did that at Bruce McKittrick's house when we were in high school and I was there. Well, I want to bring this up because I want to let you know what kind of person Hector Dougal is. He's a fuckface. Could you imagine if, he's probably like 19 years old, going over to one of your good friend's houses, his parents' house, your good friend's parents' house where the good friend who's 19 years old lives, and then you bring over some of your friends like me, and I didn't know Bruce at the time, and then, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing, Hector? You insane fuckface. You not only do you look like you're an incredible vandal, you're vandalizing Bruce McKittrick's parents' table in the basement. A good expensive table. I don't know, the expensive table. It was a real wood table. It wasn't a cheap one from Walmart. I don't know. That's the kind of personality he has. He's a fuckface. Why? Why do you need to know this? Because he's a fuckface. He's the same fuckface he was then as he is now. He liked to be a class clown, but I'm serious. Well, Hector Dougal grew up in one of the wealthiest families in Thunder Bay, Canada. You know, the Dougal Media Company and a vast number of other businesses. I mean, seriously, major wealth. So this is the mindset of the elite. In any one city, never mind the world elite, but in your own city, people are like the top of the feeding chain. Where on earth do you get off destroying other people's parents' stuff, expensive stuff? A beautiful house and a beautiful table, and just because you decide, and then I'm feeling like, I don't want to be here. I mean, holy fuck. I mean, I came here to meet. We were going probably to school dance, and it was just a pre-party. And then, I just met Bruce, and then I look over at Hector, who just introduced me to Bruce, and Hector's demolishing this guy's house. Well, not demolishing, no, but demolishing the table. I'm sorry, but I'm under demonic attack, and they inserted that in there. Do you see how hard it is for me to talk? This is the virtual reality overlay torture machine, and you can look every day. You look at my old videos, every day I'm tortured by this virtual reality. Why? Because I'm a light worker. What's a light worker? Somebody who calls out all the fucking lies, bullshit, darkness. I can't help but call it out. Why? Because once you raise your consciousness, my consciousness, if you learn consciousness calibrations, you can. I made videos on it yesterday here on the same Instagram or YouTube, wherever you're finding me, Facebook. You can follow that direction. You can learn the muscle test too, and then you can find out truth versus falsehood. It's a spiritual gift that everybody has, but nobody knows about it. They should teach it to you in public school. Why don't they do anything? Because they're fuckface. These government fucking schools, they teach you nothing but shitty fucking crap. Well, we all know, and then you come out with it, and nobody will hire you for all the fucking shit because it's carbon copy garbage that doesn't make you useful in the work environment. Okay, so what else want to talk about? Well, it's just that modern day Hector Dougal runs Dougal Media, and he's got almost a monopoly in Thunder Bay, Canada, of a private company broadcasting, licensed to broadcast over public airways, and Dougal continues to go on and on and on and on about with I don't know what. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about, the scamdemic. But, when you actively go along with the scamdemic and you use your own private business to continue to use propaganda. No one wants to tell you, but Hector Dougal has got a Bachelor of Arts in History from Carleton University in Ottawa, Canada. Ottawa, the capital of Canada, the capital city of Canada. Is it prestigious, Carleton? No. It was always the bottom of the barrel. It's like you couldn't get into any other university, go to Carleton. Anyways, he still did the work, and does he know? He knows history really good. He's got a great mind and a great memory. What has he got? He's got a shitty ethical program, a shitty, unbelievable, horrific morality program. That's why I call him a fuckface, because Yeah, well, I don't know. There's nothing I can call people that are so low in conscious. I mean, how can be low in consciousness and be bright? Well, consciousness on the scale of human consciousness measures the amount of love that you have. Love. If it's basically love is the green ray when you're looking at certain teachings. Each one of your chakras has a different color. The green color here, and this is your heart chakra. And many people close down their heart chakra so much that the heart, the green ray of love, is non-existent in their reality. Sure, they got a strong intellectual, rational mind, which can be very predatory. You want to become like, what was that in Jurassic Park? The velociraptors, like incredibly cunning. Hector's not that cunning. He's not that cunning. He's cunning enough. He's as cunning as you can be and I can be, but he's not razor sharp like, I don't know, Hannibal Lecter. But all the same, Hannibal Lecter has closed down his heart chakra. So there's no green ray energy of love involved with Hannibal Lecter using his incredible intellect to murder people and torture people. So I don't know if you met Hector. Some of you are going to say, I don't know. Because you people are all the same. It's I suppose it's an epidemic of people closing their heart. And then what happens is the chakra energy that comes up, it comes up through the middle of you, and it gets stuck here at the solar plexus. This is a way of controlling people. You yourself, well, in the olden days, if you were like a king or a priest, you would have a really strong solar plexus, and you could use your will through here to afflict other people with your desires for them, for example. Well, I don't know. Somebody thinks that, if you're very strong in this orange, that you'll kind of entice people into having sex. That was Brent Beeson the Devil. I don't know where you'd ever learn that, because as far as I'm concerned, Brent Beeson the Devil has never even been on a date in his own life. Is it true? Yeah, somehow it is related. It's true. I don't know if it's about you having sex with it. It might be people, I don't know, some way. You have to research the solar plexus, but there's definitely some control issues come through the solar plexus, and well, then once you rise the energy up to the heart, then this is supposed to just come into balance, and you're supposed to be led by your heart, and then your throat chakra opens up, your third eye chakra opens up, your crown chakra opens up, and then it gives you all these other options where energy is coming in. But in the end, what you want to do is always be heart-centered, be love-centered. Let your heart lead you. And you're supposed to let your heart lead your monkey mind. Monkey mind is supposed to say, stand down, no more monkey mind in control. Let the heart lead, and then the mind is supposed to become the servant of the heart. How does that happen? Well, you're going to have to do some inner work to make sure your heart, and then you're going to have to look at yourself and say, okay, well, today when I was going through my activities of daily life and I interacted with other people, was I kind to those other people? It doesn't mean, was I people-pleasing? You don't need to be people-pleasing. That's when you're, well, you have to look up the definition of people-pleasing. On the same token, though, you shouldn't say, well, I don't want to people-please, so, I'm never going to be kind. I mean, people, they'll use the ego, human ego, use any of these things to disregard the heart, because quite often this mind is very much focused on money first. And humans are human resources that you use to generate more money for you. That's inverted. That's Luciferian. That's low vibe. That's actually under 200 on the scale of human consciousness. Below 200, it's a negative field, and it draws you deeper into negativity. And you get down to the bottom of the scale of human consciousness, and that's death. So being at the low end of the human consciousness, under 200, is like, really, if you stay down there with no heart energy, then there's no love for you as your body. There's no love for yourself. What does that do? It causes disease. Dis-ease is because there's no love. Well, people discount love. We are trained to put love out of the picture. and go with a hard, cold, calculating, predatory, rational, logical mind. The diamond cutter of your mind. Anyways, and it makes you an absolute horror. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Anyways, so, so what was going on with Hector when he was carving his initials into Bruce McKittrick's parents' table? Um, Exerting domination. At 19 years of age, Hector was exhibiting signs of being a dominant silverback gorilla by carving his initials into Bruce McKittrick's furniture. That's definitely just showing that. So what is he? He's a big gorilla, isn't he? He hasn't changed in all these years. He hasn't changed. So what does it mean? It means these are the kind of people who run media. They run over things. I mean, he's got an MBA. Hector does. But it doesn't make him a kind person. No. So I'm going to do a muscle test. We're going to test to see what Hector Dougal's calibrated level of consciousness is against the scale of human consciousness, which again is going to give you, at the top of the scale, with someone who's got, like, at the top of the scale, at 1,000 is Jesus Christ and Buddha. That's the highest level that you could get to while you were in a human body in those days. That they were maxed out as to how much love you could run through a body. And that's how come they're still talked about today, all these thousands of years later. Okay, so this is how you do a muscle test for a truth. So what you do is you take your fuck off finger, okay, and then connect your fuck off finger with your thumb, and you make a ring. Okay, there's a ring. And then what we're going to do is we're going to test your muscle strength, which is related to your acupuncture system. And what we're going to do is we're just going to pull with the other thumb against this ring. Okay, so this hand is strong enough so that if I do this, if I pull on here, that my thumb is not feeling like it's going to pull through. This stays strong. It stays strong. And if I pull against it, you can tell that this doesn't pull it right through. Now, so what happens when you're doing a muscle test is you're going to give yourself a statement. So what I'm going to test is Hector Dougal calibrates over 200 on the scale of human consciousness. Okay, so if it's true, then my fingers will say stay strong and my thumb won't go through. If it's false, then my thumb will pull right through. Okay, so again, so holding the thought in mind, we're not putting it in the form of a question. What is Hector's calibrated level of consciousness on the scale of human consciousness? We don't do it that way. You put it in the form of a statement to test to see if the statement is true. So the statement we're gonna test is Hector calibrates over 200 on the scale of human consciousness. There's my ring. Okay, I'm gonna try and do it this way so you can see. And no, it's weak. Do you see how weak my acupuncture system goes weak when I'm holding falsehood in mind? So it's false. So we're going to try the other one. Hector Dougal calibrates under 200 on the scale of human consciousness. It's true. Okay, so I'm just going to go Hector calibrates, let's see, I'm going to go work up over 100 on the scale of human consciousness. Yes, over 100, over 150. Yes, over 200. Okay, 150, 160, 170, 175, 180. 180 is what I'm getting. That's where it's solid. It's solid at 180. Hector Dougal calibrates at 180, and I'm getting a strong muscle response at 180. So 180 is where I get the calibrated level of consciousness using my own body, me, and that's what I got. So 180 is an unbelievably horrific calibrated level of consciousness. That's the, a liar, a deceitful person, a manipulative person, a cunning person, a person who's definitely not using the heart chakra Somebody who is basically looking to, I don't know, you could go and get a free sample of Dr. Hawkins' book, Transcending the Levels of Consciousness, or you could get the whole book because it'll give you a description of every level of consciousness from 100 up all the way to 1,000. And it'll describe what people are like at those levels of consciousness. Once again, under 200 is, I always say, demonic, untrustworthy. And here is a person who is in charge of broadcasting in Thunder Bay, Canada. So that's why I complain that Dougal Media carries global news from Toronto. Let's get global news. Alan Carter is the global news anchorman. He seems very friendly, handsome guy. Okay, Alan Carter of Global News Toronto. We're going to do the same thing. Okay, let's find out where Alan Carter, the anchorman, is for Global News. Okay, once again, here we go. So we take the fuck off finger, put it with the thumb, and we're going to do this. The same thing as Hector. I'm going to show you the same way. Okay, Alan Carter calibrates over 200 on the scale of human consciousness. He does. Over 210, 220, 230, 240, 50, 260, 70, 280, 290, 300, 310, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 400, 450, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 500,000, a million. Okay, so I'm completely fucked because there's no way anybody calibrates against that. So what does it mean? Well, I'm under demonic attack all the time. You watch my videos all the time, and I'm constantly, you can see my face. Anyways, I'm under demonic attack all the time, and it attacks my physicality. So right now, my whole ability to muscle test was taken offline by external people who are using high-tech devices to fuck with my acupuncture system and fuck with my mind. So what does it mean about my calibrated level of consciousness of Hector? It's unreliable. It's unreliable because I'm under demonic attack. Do I think he's under 200? Yeah. Just based upon my knowledge of the scale of human consciousness and my knowledge of the way Hector Dougal is, when I got that answer, I was quite satisfied. I was quite satisfied that he was at 180. My intuition says that that's an accurate number. All the same, you should never listen to anybody else's calibrated level of consciousness. Because if I say to Hector, I got your 180 on the scale of human consciousness, well, if he's not at 180 and he's way up at, let's say he was at 540 where he should be, on the scale of human consciousness, you need to be at 540, unconditional love, or higher. You need to be, remember, Jesus and Buddha are way up at the top, so you should be emulating Jesus and Buddha, and you should be pushing to hit 1,000 and then keep on going. Anyways, so being at 180 is a horrible thing. But, you know, if it was true that Hector actually was, let's say he was in the 300s. Well, if I told him that he was at 180, which is demonic, and he's not, then what is that called? That's me calling Hector a demon when he's not. That's what's known as gaslighting. Should I gaslight Hector? I don't think I'm gaslighting him, because I think when I'm giving, I don't even like the word think. If I put my hand over my heart, this is another way to try and get your heart to speak for you. Okay, my heart is going to come through and say, what I get is, based upon I've been using this muscle test and the scale of human consciousness, I know it very well. My heart says I should probably tell you, I don't know. And it's up for you people to do the simple test of muscle testing yourself in order to see what you get. Why do I use this particular person? Because this guy's up. Well, this guy I don't like. Used to be my best friend, and now a personal enemy of mine because of his constantly using his media empire to continue the domination of the world by this new world order phony baloney fake news story that it was supposed to be 3 weeks to flatten the curve. And how many years now is this going on? 3 jobs and you still have to wear a mask. Toronto, Canada, the Toronto Maple Leafs hockey team I watched last week. No one allowed in the stands. And then I changed the channel to Vancouver Canucks versus the Seattle team. And the whole stadium is full of people. My logical, rational mind says this is the biggest fucking scam ever. Well, if I muscle test it. COVID-19 is a real... COVID-19, let me go with... There are such things as viruses. No. There's no such thing as viruses. It stays strong. There's no such thing as viruses. So, COVID-19 is a scam. Yep. Let's do another one, okay? Something else to do with this 1%. The Georgia Guidestones. The 1% believes in the statements of the Georgia Guidestones. And I'm getting, yes, they do. They do. And the Georgia Guidestones say they want to reduce the world population from 8 billion to 500 million. So I just showed you that the intent of the 1% is, to kill off everybody more than 500,000, 500, I can't do it now, because of demonic attack. Because it's demonic attack, because those demonics don't want you to know. Anyways, you learn how to muscle test if you want to know more about, what exactly do the 1% want to do? Do they want to kill us off or not? The 1% wants to kill us off. I'm getting yes. Oh, I had one yesterday that came in from Diane. Diane said she'd heard that Betty White, that just passed away, that she was a vampire. She was a vampire. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they said Tom Hanks was a horrible person, and he was involved in all kinds of... Let's see if we can find out. Okay, let's go with Betty White is a vampire. Oh my God. Betty White is related to the English magician Aleister Crowley. I get yes. Betty White drank adrenochrome made from the blood of children. I get a yes. Betty White was a vampire when she was on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Yep. Betty White was born a vampire. Yep. Before she was born, she... how did she become a vampire? She got bit. No. It was... she was created by God that way? No. No one can say other than, seriously, you can use muscle testing and find ridiculous things. What are you supposed to do if you find ridiculous things? I do... Oh, chest thump. You can do chest thump because that helps to reset your acupuncture system. In case I'm out of whack. And don't forget, I'm under demonic attack all the time. So let's see if I can do this. Okay, let's try Hector again. Hector calibrates under 200 in the scale of human consciousness. Yep. Under 190, under 180. So 180 I get again. Betty White is a vampire. No, I don't get that anymore. The Georgia Guidestones, this is what the 1% believe. I still get that as true. The 1% want to kill off billions of people on planet Earth. I still get that strong. Oh, let's ask about QAnon. The people that are doing all of the things that they said about QAnon, about lots of sealed indictments and bringing down the international cabals and syndicates and the Jeffrey Epstein kind of people and all of that stuff. The QAnon is a real thing that's going on. I get, it is. Okay, let's try it again. Reset my system with chest thump. Thymus thump. It's called resetting. Q. That there really is a Q and a Q, and there really is a takedown of all of this stuff, including the 1% that want to kill us. I get a strong yes. I get a strong yes. So, there you have it, people. QAnon, whatever's going on, all that stuff is real, according to my muscle tests. So, don't take what I have to say in my video and then just go tell people and gossip about it. Bob said this, because then you're just a fucking jackass, aren't you? You're passing along untested information. That's not moral. That's not ethical. When I do it, I'm showing you exactly how I got it. The muscle testing is based upon the book Your Body Doesn't Lie by Dr. John Diamond, who is a recognized chiropractic. And Dr. David R. Hawkins, again, of consciousness research, used this for all of his work. And remember, Dr. Hawkins co-authored Orthomolecular Biology with Nobel Prize-winning scientist Linus Pauling. So, I mean, Dr. Hawkins, if you go on the internet, and there's a website called Quack Watch, you know, doctors that are quacks, or nuts, he's listed there. So, you know, you can't try, well, if he's a quack, I don't know, then, I don't know. Let's get Dr. Hawkins, let's say, in the year before he died, let's get his calibrated level of consciousness. David R. Hawkins of Consciousness Research, let's say he calibrates over 500, over 600, over 700, over 800, over 900, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 950 on the scale of human consciousness. That's what I get. Try it again, chest pump. Resetting my acupuncture system. Okay, Dr. Hawkins calibrates over 900 on the scale of human consciousness, yes. 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 960, 970, 980, 99, 980. So, you know, definitely way up there. Close to the level of consciousness of Jesus and Buddha. Now, did Dr. Hawkins ever do any healings like what Jesus Christ did? The answer is, let's see, there were healings done through Dr. Hawkins. Let's see, yes, they were. Dr. Hawkins had spiritual superpowers. No. So he didn't have spiritual superpowers. He had them on occasion. The answer is no. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, what does it mean? Well, it just means... Oh, sorry, I lost the video there. So I was talking about David Hawkins. So David Hawkins, he did talk about in his videos, in his books, about... I'm sorry, I'm under demonic attack right now. I am, and so I'm terribly sorry, but I cannot continue this video. Do you want to know how horrible it is to try and teach you something and to have demonic attack all the time? Me as a wisdom teacher, a spiritual teacher trying to teach you things. And the evil on this planet has actively targeted me for more than 5 years. Every day, my personal person, I am hijacked, 100% hijacked by evil here on the planet. The same evil every day, the same evil people over and over again every day. These people must be 1%ers. They must be people who have trust funds because 100% of their time is attacking me. When did they ever go and work and get money for themselves? They don't. Let's see. The people who attack me are trust funders, yep. The center of where I'm attacked from is in the United States. It's in Texas. It's in Michigan. It's on the eastern side of the Mississippi. It's on the western side. It's in California. It's in New Mexico. It's in the south. It's in the north. It's in Washington State. It's in Oregon State. Oregon State. The state of Oregon is where the people are located that are torturing me. They're in Portland? Yes. The Portland, Oregon, whatever's going on in Portland, Oregon is where the people there. How many people are a part of the gang stalking of me? More than 100, more than 200, more than 300, more than 400. Over 400 people, between 10, 20, 30, 430 people.
Okay, the technology that they're using was created by the military-industrial complex of the United States. Yes, it was Lockheed. It was Martin Marietta is what I'm getting. Martin Marietta. Okay, let's go see. Now, this is a mafia organization that somehow got a hold of this technology. This is some division of the United States government. So some division of the United States government in the city of Portland, Oregon is attacking me. This is a high-tech machine. What else can we say? This machine is capable of killing me. The answer is yes. The reason I'm being attacked is because I'm a light worker. Yes. They found me on Facebook. They found me by satellite tracking. They have the ability to look in. Well, I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, so it's a branch of the military of the United States government. It's Army, Navy. It's Navy. Okay, then U.S. Navy. Okay, I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, the Navy in there. And I don't know. The commanding generals of the commanding admiralty of the United States Navy knows and approves of the torture of me? No. Okay, so let's go down a rank. Then we'll go down to Navy captain level is aware of what's going on with me. Navy captain. So the Navy captain has not reported this to his commanding admiral. True. Okay, so this is a rogue group, and I don't know. QAnon, the QAnon people are aware of the attack on me. Yes, they are rounding up a lot of people with regard to this. Yes, there's a plan to free me from this. The answer is no. The QAnon people want to let me... the answer is completely unbelievable. Through my intuition and channeling, I'm going to tell you, the people who are doing this attack on me are not only paid for by the U.S. military, they are actually working for the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party, like Bill and Hillary Clinton. The Clinton and Bill, that's who's part of this. So I'm attacked by Bill and Hillary Clinton's organizations. The answer is yes. And let's see. Hillary Clinton has been to Epstein's Island. Yes. Hillary Clinton has been participating in murdering children. Yes. Bill Clinton. Yes. Donald Trump was involved with killing children. No. Remember, I'm a Canadian. So, I don't vote in American elections. So I'll do a test jump again. Hillary Clinton is involved in murder. Yes. Bill Clinton is involved with murder. Yes. Ron Brown, who worked in the Clinton White House, was murdered by the Clintons. Yes. Well, that's what you can do with muscle testing. So, I'm terribly unhappy that there's no plan to free me, but I'm still praying for God's intervention on my behalf. Please pray for me. Please pray for me. Please pray for my freedom, and please pray for the freedom of all people. Please pray for the freedom of all sentient people and all sentient beings, including what we consider farm animals. We have to stop eating meat. We have to stop killing these animals. It's unethical, according to God's law, but I don't know how to do that, to kill animals for food. Am I getting a strong yes? I don't know. So you know how to muscle test now? It's time for you to do your own confirmations. Because you need to learn muscle testing to see if I'm bullshitting you. How are you going to tell if my story is true or not? Because otherwise it's just another bullshit fake news story, isn't it? So, again and again, this is based in chiropractic. Dr. John Diamond, Your Body Doesn't Lie is the book. And it was the techniques used by David R. Hawkins, a recognized teacher of spiritual enlightenment. So there you go. That's your update. You could, well, I don't know. That's all I got to think.